back, your friends. NanayKaye here with NanayKayeDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook on Etsy.com. I think it's been a few days again since I've been working on the journal with you guys. I did tell you guys that you needed to get your prepping done for your stuff that we were going to put in the journals, and then we would start working on them. I am falling behind on the sunny summer days, and we've hit fall this weekend, so we are actually in the fall. However, this journal can also be a fall journal. It's not a problem with it. But we need to really get concentrating on this. So, the other thing is we need to get the journaling cards, tags, and all prepped and ready for the remainder of this journal. I think I have everything about done. I've only worked on the first signature, so I got to get this one finished. Never again am I going to try to work on 2 journals at a time. And I'm saying 2, I've got a 3rd one getting ready to start. So we're really behind, and I'm going to try to catch up. This is the one you're seeing on my desk, which is the 'Tis the Season. And what I have almost finished, I've almost finished my undercore of production work, and that is doing the tags, pockets, getting them stained, getting the lines on the back of them, all that stuff we worked on. I did do a lot of extra of the chip art. I did a video on the chip art. I hope it's gotten posted. I really can't even remember. But I've got a video on chip art, which is what this is. It's not clip art. This is chip art. There's a difference. So we'll have to watch that video because I'm not going to go back over it again. And today, I have finished printing some more line paper. I'm going to bring it up with you. See, that's my line backing. And I still have all this right here to get backing on the back of. So that's what I'm going to be working on for the next hour or so. I'm going to be doing this. And when I get most of that finished, then what I'm going to come back and do with you guys on the video here, I'm going to come back and we're going to take some of these cards that are a little, what I call kind of blank. I mean, they've got the lines on the back, and they've got the front done. But we're going to come back with these and find some of the chip art that we can add to these to dress these up. I need to find some of my holiday tags, and I have bought labels and tags to go here. And I'm probably, as I showed you in another video, I am probably going to use some of my pieces from this kit. It was the Cartabella Farmhouse Christmas. I'm going to be using right much of this chip art. I need to get it used up. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So, bear with me. I'm going to stop the video for a little bit, just let you know that it's coming. I know I'm a little behind. And then we will work on another part of one of the other signatures. I've worked on this one some. We're going to probably work on the one with the Christmas tree on. We need to get something put in there. This one's got a little bit in it, so this one has nothing. We'll come back with this one, and we'll probably add a couple of our regular pockets and tags and things. So this is what we're going to work on today, guys. So if you haven't finished prepping your stuff yet, I'm not sure if I've got the chip art bases in my Etsy shop yet. I'll go back and look. If I have the clip art already there on sheets for you to fussy cut and then make the chip pieces, I will make sure that video is there and before doing anything else, and you can go watch how to do your chip art and get that prepped, because you want to get that done if you can, so that when we start with these kits, start doing this, putting the stuff back together again, that we don't keep having to get stalled. Get you some lace out, get you some colored ribbon for the holiday, you know, some pretty colors. I've got this pretty set here pulled, and I've got some of these pulled out. So get you some of your ribbons ready to work on the rest of this video. And I'm going to sign out for right now and finish doing what I'm doing. Check on the chip art video and make sure it posted to YouTube so you can check on how to make these pieces. And I'll be back soon. Okay, I'm back. I've done a little bit of prepping, but I didn't finish. Had some little things set me aside, but we're gonna do some of it here, and I'm gonna show you what I do with the chip art I made, and I'm gonna show you some things you can do. And so let's get doing some. I'm gonna call it dressing up some of our journal cards, possibly some tags and pockets. Okay, So I'm going to start with this one. This was the one I showed you earlier. It's kind of blank. It's already got the writing part on the back. As you know, all of a sudden I've just gotten this phase of where I want to make sure everything's where you can write, because it's a journal and you got a lot of writing space. So I need to decorate this up a little. So I'm going to look through my chip art, see what I can find that might sit comfortably on this without overwhelming it. Okay, that's kind of cute. I really like these little kids I found that I'm working on. And I told you I was going to use some of this chipboard from the Farmhouse Christmas series, and I fully intend to do it if I can find some pieces small enough. So give me just a second here. Let me pull out some of this stuff. That's some, like I said, ephemera. And I got some cute red dots here. I'm going to use some of all of this stuff. All right, and this is my papers, and I really haven't even, it's a shame. I've had this kit probably 2 years, and I really haven't even had a chance to look at some of them. And I got stickers, maybe? What does it have to cut out? I believe these are stickers, so I'm going to rip this one open and probably use some of these stickers here. I think it probably would have been a whole lot easier to just take my scissors and open it, right? Leave it to me to try to do everything the hard way. And I'm trying not to get too far out of the camera, but I'm just cutting the package open as I'm doing. But there are some stickers right here on the top of this particular set, so I'm going to set those aside. I'm going to use those. I have got some really pretty, and it's strong paper, so I will probably be using some of this for those extra little journaling kits, not kits, but journaling pages that we're making to go into these. So put those aside for now, because I told you I had started pulling out all my stash to add to my kit. That way I don't have to make as much on a kit. Now, I suggest you do the same. I hope that you've got little odds and ends for Christmas set aside, even if it's nothing but old Christmas greeting cards that you can go cut pieces of ephemera off of, or pieces of clip art off of. Just go in there and cut them up and use whatever you can. So I'm going to start with this little girl. She's one of my card designs. You'll find her in the journal cards. She's in one of these journal cards right there. That's one of my girls. You can, when you print these, you can actually shrink them on your printer and make them smaller, and then just cut out portions of it to use. So this is what I'm using here. Pieces of my journal card. I've made her 3-ply, so she's real thick, real strong. I'm going to put her right here, and hopefully I'm going to be able to find a label of some sort to go right there, or one of these stickers that's got something written on it. I don't like the word wreath. I like this Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. It may be too big, so I'm just going to experiment. I kind of like it, so let's see if we can work the two of them in together. I'm going to put that one on there, and these are already sticky on the back, so that makes that a little simpler. And I've got two options here. I can either just put her down and that be it, and it works perfectly because it says Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I like her there, but I could also make her a tuck spot instead of gluing her all the way down. And then I've got other little small journal cards like this in the set that can slide in too. Which, you know what? I don't want to cover that tag. So we're just going to break that and just glue her all the way down. It gives you a little textured card here. It's not flat down. I am one that I feel touchy. I'm that way with anything. I don't like to buy stuff online simply because I can't touch and feel it. And that's just how I am. That's just my nature. Be ever so quirky it might be. But anyway, that's what this done to this card. You got writing space on the back, and now you've got this nice little three-dimensional little girl there. And when you touch it, you can feel that she's raised up off, and that. So that worked out good. So there's that blank card, and now I've turned it into this. So there's one piece of prep we've done on that one. Okay, here's one that's partially blank. You got the candy canes at the bottom. We want to do something at the top. So let's see if we got anything that will fit. That's a little wide. Christmas tree farm, no, I don't want that. Joy, I like the word joy, that's pretty. Santa, North Pole, I got all kinds of little stickers here. Boy, I like this. Oh, I like that Mary, but unfortunately it's too wide. Season's greetings too wide. I would have to cut that off, and we don't want to cut off anything. Christmas Eve, I like that one, but it's kind of small. I think I'm going for the joy. I don't see anything on the other one. Oh, I like that one too. Okay, let me cut this one open. Goodness, why didn't I have enough scissors to get these already cut open? That's okay. Let's get it done. All right. I can't believe I'm finally using up some of my Christmas stuff. I hope you guys have got some Christmas stuff you can pull from. If not, you can put some of this stuff on just as easily on. This is that heavy cardboard that they use for their designs. So I'm going to have to glue this down. But first of all, again, I don't like that white edge. So I'm going to go around and, you know me by now. I got to have a little bit of a spruce up on it. These buttons don't self-stick, so I'm going to have to glue these. I know Dollar Tree has a lot of these on like puffy, I think there's a set of them in here. Little puffy pieces that you can get from them like this. They're kind of puffy. You can get those from Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Now I'm saying companies in the United States. If there's a Europe store, I'm not familiar with what y'all have. But any of the dollar stores, y'all bound to have some dollar stores. But you can get a lot of this kind of stuff in those. So I'm going to set this on this one and try to line it up the way I like it. I don't like it straight. I want a little bit curved, but I don't know which way to go, down or up. And I believe I might do it straight across. And it doesn't really, for me, this is a me thing, it doesn't really fill up enough of it for me. So I'm looking to see if I can find something else that might work. They're really big for my little tiny tags. Let's see what's in here. Frames and tags. Well, we've already got frames and tags ourselves, so. Alright, let me look at this. I'm going to rub Joy off a minute. And look at this one. Throwing my scissors over there underneath everything. It just feels like it's taking me forever to prep this particular set of stuff. But really, if you look, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of stuff. But the thing about this classic Christmas colors, the red, green, and gold, I can use this in any Christmas journal. It doesn't necessarily have to be used in the tis the season. So if I have leftovers, that'll be fine. I like these little, I love the star. Let's see if I can get it off. I can figure out how this thing works. Yeah, it's just a stick-on. But I like the star right there. I think that's, and that fills up the space nicely. Right there. All right, so we got a little piece of something you can fill on this one now. This one doesn't have a piece of the journaling card on the back, so we're going to grab a sheet over here. That's another thing. I've gone ahead and printed a whole bunch of the lined Christmas packing paper, so that when I run across one like this that I have managed to forget to do, I can get it done. And I'm going to put Joy, I think, right here after I finish packing it. No, I really don't want to do that. I think I might do it at the bottom. There we go. I'm going to do it like that. So that's my plan, guys. And I'm sticking with it this time, I promise. I don't think we'll have any interruptions. My husband's gone to our motel to do the mowing, so hopefully we don't have any interruptions. We went through a tropical storm over the weekend. Luckily, we didn't get any flooding. It looked like we were going to get flooded, but praise the Lord, it did not come in our home, so we are not having to. We just got through, well, not quite finished, we're not quite finished, but we are at present trying to finish up $20-some thousand worth of damage from a tornado that got us in May of this past year. It took us quite a while to get all that work done. We lost our roof, we lost a lot of our vinyl siding, some air conditioning units, just different things. Doors got bashed really bad with the hail. It was a bad hailstorm with the tornado. And we just getting over that when this tropical storm decided, Ophelia, I think was her name, decided to try to flood us. And I looked out of my door Friday morning early, and the water was already encroaching our living room, our front porch. So, and usually once it hits the front porch, we can say goodbye to the whole downstairs, because we usually end up with a flash flood right through. But you know what? All of a sudden, the rain, I told my husband, I said, Lord, I don't think I am. I'm just too old to keep going through these storms. And I want you to know, within minutes, the rain stopped, and it didn't get any higher at all during that day. And it was going to rain again that night a little bit, so I thought, well, the ground's saturated. But within 4 or 5 hours, I think it was Friday, the water just vanished. And I told Gary, I said, well, if it rains again now, at least we don't already have massive rain water, and we just didn't flood. And I really thank the Lord that we didn't flood, because like I say, we are just getting too old to have to continually rebuild. And guys, we are not on the water. We live in a rural community in what used to be a cornfield. But we do have the Swift Creek on one side of us, the Neuse River a little further out another way. Matter of fact, Swift Creek is in front of our house, and Neuse River is behind us a little way. So, unfortunately, we are living in a lower area. So, when all those areas behind us flood, that water comes rushing right towards us. So, yeah, we do flood, even though we're not in the flood zone. It's kind of strange. But we were blessed this time. Okay, I've got that one done, guys. I think it looks like cute. All right, so that's another one that was kind of half naked that we spruced up. I love this one. This one really turned out pretty. Let's see if there's anything else that needs. Oh, we did. Yeah, we got the back on it. Okay. And if you notice, I'm going to show you the difference. I have changed my line paper a little bit. I don't know if I can get it up high enough for you to see. But this one right here has larger space between. I've gone to a smaller space line, and I like it better. It's better for me, but I write tiny. So somebody that writes large might not like it, but for me it's great. This one's kind of naked. So let's see what we can find with this one. And that's a bigger one. So we might can use some of these big items over here that we were thinking were so cute. I don't want to use a tractor. That's not quite, doesn't quite go with the Kids of Season formulas that we're already using. I'm sorry, my desk is a mess, but y'all know I'm a messy crafter by now, so just forgive me. I like Noel, and it's large. We've already used Have Yourself a Merry Christmas. I don't like all these repeat. Oh, I like this one here, but I don't like the barn. Not for this one. Comfort and Joy is pretty, but I really like the Noel, so that's the one I'm going with. I'm opening another pack. Here we go. I'm going to grab some of those papers behind me and see if any of them's got printing things on that we can use. But I do like this Noel. And again, I got to punch them out. These are not cut very well. Arabella, same on you. These are tough to get out. Especially this end, it is really being stubborn. Okay, I don't know if I got a pokey tool here. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I have these little blades, little tiny ones, and I don't see them right this second. So we're just going to keep struggling with this. It's attached right there, if I can poke it with my scissors maybe. Now that I don't like, so we may just toss this aside and forget it. I got the end out. That I think was the hardest one. Yeah, that was the hardest one, so we got it. It was because of the two tiny legs, I didn't want to bend it. Get the L out, and we got a little tough spot there too. Got it! Thank you. All right. The collar, really, I'm not using a lot of black in this, but I still like the Noel. Okay. I think I'm going to put it at... All right, the card's probably going to slide in this way, so... You know, I'm thinking... All right, see, this is where when you start thinking about something that's not going to work, and it's not, because if you go to slide this card in, there's too much depth. There's like 5 or 6 ply there. So we're going to set the Noel aside, look for something in our own clip art stuff that I've done. See if we can find something we like. Cardinal, not, wait, what, oh, the teddy bear is adorable. Yeah, he's cute. I like the teddy bear. Put him there. but we're still dealing with the plies. I'm hoping that's not too bad. That's too small. We're going to have to stick with something a little larger, which I like the mason jar too. I don't know which one I like the best, guys. I believe the teddy bear. Alright, let me see if I can find. That's cardstock. Let's get over here with the stickers. They're easy to deal with. There you go. I like this right here. Alright. Merry Christmas. Okay, bear getting the center there. Bring it down. Now I want the bear in that corner. And I want the Merry Christmas kind of right in there. So let's get it in place, and then we'll glue our bear. Now, really right about there. Let's see if we can get it on straight. So there, that doesn't infringe on sliding in a pocket. And now we'll take a piece of chip art and glue him up. And no, I'm not going to make him a tuck spot. I could have done another tuck spot too, but I don't really see any reason to put anything else on this card. Now, the only thing, if I was to add something, would be just simply a little piece of lace. Maybe would be the only thing that I would add. Just a snippet above his head. For some reason, I just like that little extra touch of something. I'm going to do it right above his head. It's not much, just a little bit. And of course, we got to grab our Fabri-Tac for that. That's my go-to glue when I'm doing ribbons. Just put a small line on it. Don't do that. I got it on my desk. I'm going to have to get that out of the way before it messes up something. Okay. And just glue that on. Maybe just a little extra touch there. Okay, let's get this out of the way, guys. Just give me a minute. Okay. And I thought I had my wipers here, but I don't see them. I got one right here. I got another one. Guys, I apologize for all the stains on my desk, but I do everything from this one little desk. And yeah, I know it's time for a new mat. Okay, let's see what else we got here that we can use. Depends on really what you're going to do with this. If it's going to be slid in a tight spot, you got to be careful. I really would suggest if you're going to use this card that you've gotten the chipboard on like this, you're going to actually, I call it chip art. I said chip art, so that's chip art. You would need one that's got these little tabs, so you've got plenty of space. Just a hint, reminder, that's why a lot of my pockets have these tabs on it, is because I'm going to use a larger item inside of it. Now, if you want something to fit snug and tight that's really small, you probably, and if you don't want to fall out your book, you probably don't want to use the tabs. You would just want to just glue them straight down. So that's an option you have with these pockets. But I can see this card being slid into one that's got the wings on it. A little bit more red in here. I have lots and lots of rhinestones and things that you could use. I got pearl drops, lots of pearl drops. And that's where I'm going to look. Excuse my head if it gets in the way, but I'm reaching up over my head and grabbing a strand of my pearls. I'm not stitching, leave them in the bucket. I don't know which one I like. I kind of like the pearls. Just a little more elegant to me. I don't need much. I'm going to put one strand of pearls. I got two odd pieces right here, so I'm going to go ahead and clip them off and re-glue them to my board because I can use them somewhere else. And don't waste pearls if I can help it. This stuff is expensive. And our economy is not getting any better, so it gets more expensive, it feels like to me, every day. Alright, let's check this measurement. Let's go right there. I'm going to put one strand right there on top of that lace. And I'm going to cut it right. One more. Cut it right there. Okay, so there's the pearl on that. It looks some kind of pretty. And then the next place I'm going to put it is a little bit down this side. just for some cute looks. And this pearl got laid on this sheet wrong, so it's kind of gone crooked right there, so we're going to cut it right there. There we go. All right, that one dressed right up and right pretty. Put that back in the box. Put that in the box, so I can get it when I need it. All right, so there's that one dressed up. So that's what I was talking about when I said take some of the more blank ones and let's go ahead and dress them up. Like this one here, I would love to have had like a Christmas star or something that could hang there. I see something I think I like. Santa's North Pole. I am thinking I might want to put that right there like a wall hanging. Let's look. Guys, let's look. Look at there. I hadn't even planned on doing anything on that one, but look, that's right cute. That made it like a wall hanging behind the chair. All right, so that one's all prepped and ready to go. So what we're going to do next, you see my techniques, you see what I do. So now let's work a little bit with some pockets. I got a little bit of pockets made. Let's work with some of those. And I told you we were going to work in this particular signature. We haven't done anything in here, so let's start dressing up this a little bit. Now, one thing I really like when I first open a signature, I always love having some kind of a pocket on that first page. And I think I like that. And this card in it, maybe. It's not going to fit this, well, it could. No, it won't, because you got to have room on the sides. So it's going to have to go in this way. So I got a couple of options here. I can go in with that one I just showed you in the corner, or we can take this one and slide it into this, which matches a little better to me. I really like it going in, or here's another option. I know that we made this a journaling spot, but we could do a really large pocket. Let's make sure it'll still fold and not jut out. Y'all just look a minute now. This is my process. It's going to jut out just a tiny bit, so I'm going to do a little bit of trim off the side. And I'm going to make the card, since it's so large, into a pocket. All right, so let's get it leveled up across here. And we want to cut just a tiny bit off. And yes, I know I'm cutting my inking off, but that's what that ink pad's for. I can ink some more. No problem. And the rhinestones are making it a little difficult to cut here. And the worst part is I don't see my blade. Now that's not going to be very fun. Oh, way up there. I did put it out of the way so I wouldn't cut myself. Alright, so line it up on the straight edge. And let's just, and it's really thick, so I may have to go 2 lines. I didn't. 1 line was enough. I cut just a tiny bit off that side. And I'm going to do barely a sliver off this side. Matter of fact, this is really just straightening the card up because the card's a little crooked on that side. Ha! How about that? There you go, just a sliver, like I said, just a teeny tiny sliver. Alright, we'll go back and ink it again. Just so I get rid of this little bit of white on the edges. I just don't like it. Y'all know that now. I'm trying to quit saying it, but some of you maybe watch it for the first time and don't know that's one of my quirks. All right, let's make us a big pocket here. Oh, yeah, now I know that fits nicely now. That's what we're going to do. All right, this is the side we're not going to glue. So we're going to do a line right down here. I like to keep it as close to the edge so I can get a whole lot more in the pocket. This is where it gets simple, because I know you guys love to see all these long projects and these flips and flops and twists and turns, but sometimes you just got to spend a little bit of time just doing simple. And that's what we're doing today, just a little bit of simple today. And I promise I'm watching a few videos to see if I can find some kind of new cute project to add into here. And I'm sure I'll find something with all of wonderful videos that are on YouTube. There's just bound to be something that just snaps and says, yep, that's what I want. And I'll put my own twist to it and get it on here for you. But there's my pocket in the front. Now, to figure out what I want to go in it. I want something really tall. Now, let me move some of my stuff. I have got myself overwhelmed again. Put my blade up here. Remind me if I keep looking at my blade again. I did put it back. Put my scissors back in my cup. Move my thread and dig down here and get my tags. We might dress up a tag. Now, do I have a teddy bear tag? That would be a good one to go in there. If I got a teddy bear, I got old Santa. I got the rabbit. Oh, look up there. Oh, how perfect. You couldn't get more perfect than that. All right, so let's look at the back. It's there. It's there. We can stick that right down the front page. And now, what we got to do is grab the trusty old hole punchers. Line it up in the middle here. And I'm just eyeballing it, guys. I'm sorry. I used to measure. I've quit doing it. By the time you tie the bow or whatever you're going to put on it, you don't see it no way. All right, and let's just go with a plain, ordinary piece of red ribbon. Now, again, this ribbon that I'm using came from my really reasonable ribbon pack. Okay. And let's see what we can do with it. Okay. I hope I got enough to tie me just a little bit of a bow. I don't want a major big bow. Just a tiny little bow here if I can. I'm just seeing now. I'm not gluing or doing anything, guys. I'm just tying to see if I can get a bow out of this piece that I just cut. That's what I'm doing first. And I think I might can. Alright, so it's not a big bow, but it's good enough for me. I'm going to pull this piece down. So now that I've got it pretty tied, like I like it, I'm going to come under here, stick my nozzle, glue a little bit there, glue a little bit back here, underneath. I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to pull one more time this way. Then I'm going to pull one more time this way and this way. This is how I keep tightening my knots. Okay, I've got it there. And I'm going to pull this piece down because I want it to kind of hang into the thing. And we're going to cut this one off about the same size. And now right now I'm not going to deal with these ragged edges. But before I finish this journal, I will go back in on all my ribbons and bows and things. And I will go back with a little piece of glue along the edges of them and let them dry so that they don't ravel. But there we go. We managed to get that one done and put it away. And now my needle has disappeared. But we'll find another one. Not a big deal. Alright, so that one got done real quickly. Alright, now I'm going to stencil this. Give me just a minute. Let me grab my green ink. I've got my red. I need to grab my green ink and a couple of my stencils, and I will work on that. Just a second, please. Okay. I have my Distress inks called Mowed Lawn. I'm not sure it's the right color, but it's green. And I needed a green and a red, and I got my red that I've been using. Of course, I could use the Victorian Rose, too. It's a little dark when you stencil with it on the tea stain paper. This is coffee dyed paper, okay? Let me look at this. Let's do just a little sample on something just to make sure we're not going to be too disappointed with it. Oh, I like the color fine for Christmas. That's perfect, guys. Okay, so again, that was Distress Ink Mowed Lawn. And we're using Real Red stamp with Stampin' Up. I think that's one of their classics, and I think they always have this one. And then I've got a stencil here that's got some really pretty swirls. I'm going to be using probably this swirl up in this corner here. Just half of it, like that. And then I've got this cute rose stencil. I got this from Timu. I'm experimenting with a few of their stencils. And then I've got some snowflakes. All right, then I've got some snowflakes here. And I'm just going to grab the little small one here. I don't really need all these great big ones. So I'm going to set them aside, pull the small one out. And I'm not quite sure where I got this. I feel sure that probably came off Temu also. And no, I don't order much on Temu anymore. I've been hearing so many bad things, so don't scream at me because I say the word Temu, whatever it is. I have taken it off my computer, and then I have this computer that I use that if I do order something that I don't use on a day-to-day basis. So I have it on that one, and I'll jump on it and get what I want and get off. So hopefully that's cool. The problem with hearing so much stuff on the internet, I'm to the point, oh God, and God forgive me, but I don't know what to believe and not believe anymore. There is so much misinformation everywhere you go. It's just heartbreaking because, you know, the internet could be a really, really, really wonderful thing for us. But there's just always those few that want to abuse and use and mistreat it, and I hate it. All right, let's start with some red right here on this corner. I'm not going to do it exceptionally dark. Maybe just a few other 3 pieces. I'll hit it twice. Try to stay within just that swirl. I don't want anything more than that. So that one's in that top corner. Then I'm going to flip it over on the bottom side and do the same thing. Now, it depends on what we put down here, but anyway, I'm still going to go ahead and stencil it, so whether we put something all in the middle or on each end, we've still got some color peeking out from behind whatever we put up here. So, no, I'm not going to just leave this page stenciled. And then again, I might, but I think I'm probably going to put a pocket or something like that on here. And I may put a whole project on there. It really just depends. It really depends, guys. You know, one day to the next, I am apt to change my mind. And if I change my mind too many times for you, I'm sorry. But that's just old NanayKaye. I do that. All right, so that's some red on stenciling done. Simple. See how quick that was? I like the roses. And I might do them. I'm going to try, where's my snowflakes? Right here. Let's do a few green snowflakes. I know snowflakes aren't green, but that's the color we're using, so that's what we're going with. So let's go with this one here. And I really remind myself now, I really need to take this out and move it, just in case I have an accident, because I can always replace this paper. I can replace that whole book. Well, I mean, I can, but not without a big headache. So there's one snowflake. Let's come down this side and put this other one. I wish I had some gold, but my gold dried up. I did have a beautiful sparkly gold. Oh, that turned out really pretty. Showed up really well. And let me look at my roses. I think I'm going to put a little stream of roses right here on this edge. And I do want it right on the edge, so actually I am doing that. Now, guys, I got to put my glasses on, and I got to bend in close to look. I am just going to try to dab the leaves right here. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do. Just dab the leaves on that little bit of design there. And there's one right there. Okay, and then I'm going to take the red and do the rose. Hopefully that's what's happening. I can't tell for sure what it turns out to look like until I pull it up, but let's hope for the best. Oh, that looks really pretty, I think. Okay, so we're going to leave the rest. Oh, maybe peep out one on this side, just in case we just do something in the center. So let's do the same design, just a little bit off-centered up here a little. Let's try again. Do the leaves first. Let's get them in. And right there in that corner a little bit. A little leaf there, and a little leaf there. I didn't get on the other side. And let's go with the rose. Sorry for the... Yeah, that works a little better. I'm sitting here tapping, and I should be spinning. That really got dark, but that's pretty. All right, guys, I'll clean them up in a few minutes. I don't want to waste your time cleaning on the movie, so we'll get that in there. And I can cut it off and do it, but we're not. We're going to go on. It'll be all right for a few minutes. All right, so that's the stenciling on that page. And now what we need to decide, do we want to do anything else to it, or do we just want to move on? Okay, now the problem is getting it back where it belongs. It was the second page. before the mouse, after the teddy bear. So let's put it back in our book. And I think for now, we're just going to think about this because I am working on a side envelope flip. And that's what I'm working on. And I'm going to use small envelopes, like a coin size type envelope. So I'm going to just set this aside with that possibility. I'm not going to stencil this one right now because I feel sure I'll put a whole thing on that one. So let's go on and just take a look at something else we can decorate that we haven't done. We haven't done anything to a doily before, and I still at this point don't know what I could do other than add a little bit of a clip art to it, which is fine. Kind of frame out the doily with that. And I also have to be careful because I don't want the doily to tear. But you know what? That bird is some kind of pretty in there. And I think that's what I'm going to do with that doily. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to use my stick glue, guys. I don't know if it's a good choice or not. Yoo-hoo, I think is how it's pronounced. Well, let's see if I can get it off. Okay. I'm going to use this stick glue on this particular one. Well, it's a white background, so that won't hurt nothing. I'm going to try the stick glue and hope. They said that this glue came highly recommended. And the reason I'm saying using the stick glue, I don't want a lot of water base because the water messes up your doily. So I'm using the stick glue and I'm hoping that that's going to work fine. So let's put this piece of chip art right in the middle of that doily. And that will also keep the doily where it flips back down, gives it a little bit of weight. So that's what we did there. And if you really want to do something, you can come in with your stains and just stain a little. That's up to you. Not a lot, just, a little bit of color. Be careful, try not to get on the other side. Unless you want it to go through, that's up to you. A little bit of that one and a little bit of this one. Just trying to give it just a little highlight, not a lot, just a light touch. So, there we got that on. And I think the stick glue worked good because you see I didn't get a lot of wrinkling on this back side, guys. So thank you, Yoo-hoo. It's U-H-U stick, Yoo-hoo stick. And I just ordered jumbos of this because I'm going to do a lot of gluing papers on the back of other papers. All right, so let's try to get another pocket in. We got some really cute corner pockets. I like this theme with this, but it depends on what I can find to go inside of that. I like the poinsettia, but it's too small. That matches that page. That's another thing I do when I'm trying to combine pages that are going to face each other. I try to look at the whole design to make sure that I'm kind of staying in the same look, the same thing. Don't want a whole lot of variance. And then there's some people that just like a lot of variance. That's really, again, a personal preference. I'm not going to say you can't because that's up to you. I do like the Christmas tree, but do I like it with the books? I don't know. All right, look, here's another one I've got. Oh, that would have been perfect on this page. Right in the center. Okay, guys, what this was a tag. I started out with just a tag. And then I ended up making it a pocket tag, which would be so pretty just in the center there. And I think since I'm just discovered it, I'm going to go back and put it there. I like the fact that it gets right inside of there. The only thing I do want to do a little bit of a decoration here. Excuse my head if you can see, and I apologize. And guys, my head, I don't know if I told y'all. Well, I'm having some health issues, and I've got to have surgery in another few, well, matter of fact, a very short time now. I go to see the surgeon on the 5th of October, and I've got to have major surgery. And my hair has been growing since I had cancer, and it was down to my knees, or almost to my knees, just a very short space from my knees. And I decided, since I'm going to be out about 6 weeks, kind of down in the bed and not able to do a lot, that my husband's going to have to help me shampoo my hair, and it already takes me 2.5, 3 hours to shampoo my hair with it, the length it was. So I got brave, and I went and had it all cut off. So now, my hair doesn't seem to get in the way as much. Excuse me a minute, I gotta answer this. Sorry about that phone call, guys, but I'm back. I did have an emergency, so I've been gone a little bit, but we're gonna go back. We were trying to find a pocket or something to go on another page, and we discovered this one, and I really am going to put this one right here. And I'm trying to decide if I want to make it a tuck with something else. There's always so much you can do, and you just keep adding and keep adding, and I kind of like that idea of a tuck. Yes, I do, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with that tuck. I am actually going to put a writing page behind this, so I'm only going to glue this down at the pocket side here. And I didn't put my needle back in my glue, so I'm not sure we're going to get a good glue right to start with this morning, but that's okay. I have plenty of needles to put in there to get the glue started. I am the world's worst for sitting at my desk and losing things just sitting right here at the desk. Don't ask me how I do it, but I manage to do it all the time. So I got smart and got some extra pins last time I was at the sewing shop. That way I'm always prepared. I'm going to try to stick it on my pad here where I can see it. You know, really, I have one of them little tomatoey looking sewing needle holders. I really should stick that on my desk to pop my pen in. And I have some of the dangle dangles that go on the top, but to me they're just in the way. And if you hear a little bit of scurrying and noise in the background, it's my dog. Like I say, when that phone rang, I had an emergency and I had to go. And this is the next day, honestly, and you would have known that probably if I hadn't told you. But it is the next day, and it's early morning, and I've got a little nasty shadow over here. Not sure if I open my blind here if it'll make any difference, but we'll give it a try. Stick my hand through here and open my blind, see if we can ward off a little bit of that shadow's cast. But also when the sun comes in this window, it gets really bright too. Not sure. It didn't make any difference, but anyway, like I said, it's the next morning, and we are just going to just keep right on plugging along. Because I've got 2 journals done, and a third one I'm getting ready to introduce, and we really need to get the lead out. Christmas is approaching fast. I think I heard something about it being the first of fall already over the weekend, and I'm like, is it fall already? Where did summer go? But all right, I was going to make a tag out this with a bow or something, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it like this. And like I say, I'm going to take one of my writing papers that's just out of the regular paper, and I'm going to fold it up and put it behind here. So you'll have a secret tuck here with a secret writing spot for the journal. All right, let's do one more pocket in this little guy and see. Oh, we're going to come up with something really pretty for the center. I promise we will. All right. And I really love to do the whole fold outs in these copy guide papers. Let's see. We really need a plain page. And I want to put a corner, but that corner is going the wrong way. So let me see what else I have in envelope, in pockets already prepped. Nothing that really jumps out and grabs me so far. Well, there's another one of them pretty teddy bears. We've already got him in this particular signature. Now, that's something else I want to tell you. I do use repeat patterns, but I try not to use them in the same signature. I will try to put this as a pocket in another signature that goes with this kit. So that's something to keep in mind. Again, that's my own personal little quirk. That's not anything you have to do. We could use this as a side tuck. I really love the old car. It is so cute. And we could go with a large tag here. Oh, I like that one, but I don't like him with the collar. Let me find another one of these that we can use as a tuck, side tuck, but, oh, I like that. And that would be pretty with a Santa Claus. Yeah, that's what I think I like there. So this is my idea for this page. Okay, so what we'll do is we're only going to glue 2 sides. We're not going to glue 3. We're not going to make it a pocket. We're going to make it a tuck. That way you can put the tag in and then maybe something else and some more writing, folded writing papers, whatever. Okay, so we're going to keep these 2 sides open. So that's why I do this, to kind of keep myself in mind of what I'm doing. And yes, there is line page on this. This could have been used as a journaling spot. But that's the thing about prep, is you prep it for what it could be. And if you use it for something else, it really doesn't matter. So, let's do that right there. And I'm gonna try to leave glue off this corner real quick. And we'll rub it back off. And I'll leave this corner unglued, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we are getting ready to print our corner tabs and work on those. That'll be my next step. We're going to finish this little page here, and then I'm going to show you what kind of prep work I'm going to be doing on the side a little bit today before I come back with a new project. And I hope I come back with something really cool. I hope today is my day that everybody at the motel and everywhere will just leave me alone and let me work here today. I just really need a break from everybody else's drama. I'm sorry, guys. This day and time, I don't care what kind of business you have. It appears that the last two generations just are full of drama. Everything is so blown out of proportion. It just, I wouldn't say freaks me out, then it tells you my age group, but anyway, I'm tired of drama. To be perfectly honest, that's what I'm trying to say, is I'm just sick to death of drama. Well, I had a pack of ribbons for, well, I can't find them, so we'll just go with one of these, a ribbon. I don't like the way that's unraveling, so that makes me a little nervous, but I want to put a little bit more decor on this. Something cute. And I kind of like that, but that's a lot of busy, isn't it? All right, let me see if I can find my pack of ribbons. That doesn't even make sense to me. Yeah, it does. They're right there, just my blind in the back today. Let's see what we want to do up here. Maybe a little bit of the green. We used so much of the red. I love the gingham check. But against polka dot, is checker polka dot? Is that a nice contrast? I kind of like that. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to go with on the top of this one. I still want to put a little bit of something on this tag. And I will find something, I promise you. And it's probably going to be that right there. That was like little snowflakes. So I'm going to cut me off about the right length. Just maybe a little bit more to give me enough time to work with it. Put that there. And then I don't think I'm going to do anything but a little stand-up twist like this on this ribbon, on this card. So I'm only going to cut it right there. Okay. And I got a little sniffles this morning, guys. I really me. That, like I said, like fall season hitting. Allergy time. I think I made it a little too long, didn't I? All right. You got a couple options here. And me, to save them bulk, I don't like to tie the knots. You see, like this. Let me see if it's going to make a real heavy knot. Well, yeah, that's a lot of bulk. Let's see if we can not tie it so tight and flatten it down. But I want these to kind of stick up. So yeah, it's not as much bulk as I thought. But I'm going to come under my knot, put glue, and under the back and put glue. So now it's pretty stable, whatever it is. And then I'm going to kind of stretch and pull. The knot itself is right here on top of the card. Okay? I'm pressing down with my glue, giving it a few minutes to dry. I probably should have used, and I'm going to go back and grab it, guys. There's no need of not getting it because the Fabri-Tac just holds better when you're really talking fabric. And this is a pure fabric bow. Okay? Or not a bow. It's just really a piece of ribbon sticking up. I didn't even tie a bow. And it's a little too tall for me. So I'm going to cut it off just a little more. Not a lot. Just a little bit of color up there at the top. There we go. Cute, cute. All right. So that's going there. And now it's not sticking up way above the page, which is what I wanted. All right. And on this side here, a little bit of decoration. We're going to put a little strip of this. So, again, let's lay this aside so we don't get extra glue on it. Grab the Fabri-Tac again. I'm going to make a bead. I'm sorry, my dog is making a noise. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but he is making a racket on there. I had to bring him because I had the grandbaby again this week, and my husband and him, they are asleep. And this dog of mine, his name is Toby. He's 13, 14 years old, somewhere around that range. He is a mama's baby, and when I walk out of the house, he howls, and he howls, and he howls. So I had to bring him to the shop with me so he wouldn't wake the whole neighborhood up, because it's just barely 7 this morning. A little after now, but we've been up since 6. I sure don't like it being dark at 6 o'clock. I love the summer when I was getting up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and it was already just about light, and now it's still dark till right at it, close to 7. And the kids are getting on the school bus in the dark, and that just frightens me. I could not imagine getting on the school bus when I was a little kid and it's still dark outside. I don't believe I could have handled that. We've got some brave children just taking time. Of course, I guess for some families, there's no alternative. Parents just have to send them on the bus. Okay, we've got the little decoration. I'm going to put it up closer. See it? Santa Claus. Now, something else you can do to these tags, if you have the equipment, if you have things like a glitter glue and things, you can actually take your tags and glitter them up some. Of course, now you got to remember when you use glitter glue and things like that, it's going to take time for those things to dry. But for Christmas, it's a lot of glitz. So those are things you can actually do to dress up tags too, like the berries. I've got puffy paint. I could pop, on these berries and different things. So there's a lot of things you can do to the tags. They don't have to be plain. So that one is in there. Isn't that nice? All right, I like that. Now, I think what we're going to do, I don't think I'm going to do any more in this signature because we've actually done several pages on this one signature, which was the only one I had left that I hadn't done something to. So we're going to set it aside. I'm going to take a glance at the other two real quick and see what I have done. So this one's pretty fat. We did a pretty big project here with the double pocket. If y'all know, that was one of our projects. And we did a pretty big project here with this flip out. And it's pretty, this one's really fat. This one's a really fat one. But it feels pretty steady. But what we've got to go do now on all these is we've got to print the corner tabs, which are these little things here. But the ones I'm using for this particular journal are going to be polka dot. These are my corner tabs. I've actually included a sheet of corner tabs in, I think it's the background. It might be in the Elements kit, but the Elements kit has the tabs. I'm going to get those printed, and I'm going to start gluing them on. I'll get you started by letting you see me gluing a few. Some of you have already seen it. Some of you have not. So we're going to glue a few of the corner tabs on. And let me just reiterate the fact that the corner tabs have a purpose, and the purpose is to kind of protect these corners. There are places that we don't really need corner protecting anymore, because like this one, we've got this big pocket on this corner. We don't need a corner tab there. We've got the rivet along this side, and I'm not going to put corner tabs on the front. But everywhere else, I am going to put a corner tab on every one of these corners, especially on these center pages. So there is a purpose for the corner tabs. NanayKaye herself, that's me, uses them for just to strengthen my journals that I use, because people are going to be handling the pages so much. That's what the stitching's for. That's what the corner tabs are for, just to strengthen the edges of my journal. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to get a couple of sheets printed, cut out a few, and for those that's not seen the corner tabs before, I'll start putting a few on, and then I'm going to clean up all the Christmas, pack it back up for a day or two, and we're going to work on the Sunny Sunflower Days journal a little bit. So I'll be right back with the corner tabs, and we'll put them on and call this video done. Of course, this is one of our fussy cut items, so it is definitely in the kit. I saw it. So make sure there's two colors too. You can either do it in the red or the green. I'm going with the red. Since my trim on the outside of my book is red inked, I'm going with the red trimmed or red polka dot corners. And that's what I say right now. If I put one on, I'll put it up against and I don't like it, I'm apt to change my mind. And again, y'all just have to forgive me for changing my mind so much, but that is the beauty of being able to craft. You can do what you want to do. This is your eye, your art's eye, telling you what you like and what you don't like. Okay. Let's take a look at our thickest one and see what it's going to look like. Fold it in the middle to make a corner like this. That's how you work them. Cut them out and make them like that. And then I just stain them up with this a little bit to match the colors that I've already got in the book. Okay. All right, let's find where this is going to go. Okay. Like I said, we're going to do the corners, but we're not going to do the front here. Because what would happen, the way this is attached, you wrap it this way. Well, before I say, yeah, I don't want to put it on because I've got lace here. It's not going to work. So what I would have to do with this particular one, because it's not going to wrap, I am going to cut this one right down the middle where the white line was. Like that, and then I'm just going to glue it on right here. Okay, and that's where it's going to go in our corner tab. Makes the whole book look like every page is kind of framed out. Just a little finishing touch that I specifically like. And this is something you do not have to do. If you buy the kit and you don't like the corner tabs on your book, you do not have to put them. But just a small little extra something that I do. And now I'll tell you another thing. Sometimes you need to put these on ahead of time, and there are other situations where you don't want to put them on ahead of time because you may want to put a pocket or something down in this corner that you want the corner tab to stay on. But don't worry about it. Just make a decision when you want to put these on and get them done. And then when it comes to the corner, like if I do this, all you have to do is just put another piece over the top if you want the actual corner tab on top of whatever you're putting on there. That's really just strictly up to you. Okay, that's a lot of what I'm doing is a matter of my personal taste. And so as you're crafting along with me or seeing what I'm doing, you can take the ideas that I give you and take them and use them and remodel them or rethink them and change them around to work the way you like something done. It's really here just to give you an idea. This is not a set in stone way you have to do these things. Of course, that's what the purpose of these videos are. It's just to teach you ideas, give you ideas, and sometimes just seeing what somebody else does sparks your mind into saying, but if I did this or I changed this, it would look like this or that. So that's the whole purpose of these videos, is to just help you start thinking about things you can do to enhance your journals. That's something you need to be careful about. That ink could have rolled, but I don't think it would have hurt anything. This one's just slightly stained. I didn't do a lot of staining on this one. Still don't know why. Now, this one I'm going to run into one of those situations I just told you about where I've already decorated part of the book. So we're going to see how we're going to get this corner. But right now on this page, this one is going to be a wrap corner. And this will strengthen that corner so that corner will not curl down when people are using it. See, it's already starting to curl because this tea stained paper or this coffee dyed paper is used out of this very, very inexpensive recycled papers. So this strengthens my corner right there. Okay, see that? All right, so one more. I'm going to cut one more. And again, it's the cutting technique of rolling the paper so you can get these curves. And it's not going to be precise, but that's okay. Once you get it inked and onto the page, if one side's got cut off a little more than the other, you're not going to notice it, and nobody else is. Okay, fold it in half on that white line, right there. And then I ink the edge to get rid of the white line. Just ink it all the way around. Then I'm going to wrap this one around this bottom. But this is the situation I was going to show you. And we may have to do something different. I don't know until I flip this over. This side is fine. This side is perfectly fine, and we can put it right there. But I'm not wrapping it around just yet. I'm just pressing it on this side. I've glued the other side. But as you see, we actually have a project already attached. So what I'm going to try to do with this project is lift it up a little. And just like I said, this is really, really, really cheap paper that was used to do the coffee dye. So I have to be really careful. And I was able to get it up without tearing it. So I'm pressing my corner down now around that. And then I'll come back with a little bit of glue. I guess you can't see it. Come back with a little bit of glue. And glue that corner back down on that project. Because this was that flip down, flip out project. But we got it glued back down with no problem. Okay? All right. So, I've started getting the corners on, and that's what your assignment would be if you want to follow along with me, is get your corners printed and start deciding how you want to put them on your pages and decide which color you want, the green or the red. This is NanayKaye. Going to sign off for a little while. We're going to go find a really neat project that you guys would love to do. And like I say, I'm going to stash away all these little goodies that we've put together and come back with the sunny summer days, and we'll do a project in that. Bye-bye.